Have some observations on chop and drop that I've come to this year. The old adage is you chop and drop tree systems when precipitation exceeds evaporation. So during the rainy season, basically. Now the premier guy on this is Jeff Lawton, and he's in Australia. He says to do your chop and drop in the fall, and I used to just do that in the fall because that's what he said to do. But I've come to the conclusion now, through observing and doing, that it's just any time that there's more rain over evaporation. Here, I'm in North America, specifically Zone 7B in Northeast Alabama. It is a temperate rainforest where sometimes we can get 80 inches of rain dispersed evenly over a year. You could chop and drop all year long if you wanted to. I can think 2 or 3 years back that I could have done that, and I didn't, and that's okay. But as long as you find yourself in a rainy time, you can chop and drop. Jeff being in Australia, if you mess something up in the spring, from what I understand, you can be on the fast track to a desert in a hurry. Whereas Northeast Alabama, where on a low rainfall year we're getting 50 inches of rain fairly evenly dispersed, where it'll be hard to desertify a tree system with that much rain. So the stakes are a lot lower. Brittleness is much lower. It's much more resilient climate. I'm not an expert on Australian climate, not an expert on this one, but that is an observation I've had. So I could have done a lot more chopping and dropping this spring. I did some right through here where we're looking. I'm standing in the shade because it's very hot today. But now the tap seems to have turned off as far as rain. It's getting hot and there's no rain in the forecast of any measurable significant amount. So I'm not chopping and dropping anymore. Leave the shade up. But what I did in here, just in the nick of time, this worked out well. Oftentimes timing's terrible, but it worked out well this time. We'll walk through there, brave the sun. The chickens came through, they did their thing, and then we started chopping and dropping mostly red maples, releasing that pawpaw tree there to the light. But for the most part in here, one of my main crops that I'd like to get a whole lot more of going is blueberries and thornless blackberries. So we got to run the chickens through, do a nutrient cycling event, and then there's a wasp, sorry, I got distracted. Do a nutrient cycling event and release the canopy for the blueberries and the blackberries to be able to efficiently ripen their crop. The walnuts are left alone for now. Pretty much red maples is what got chopped and dropped. Great early succession tree here for that kind of work. Lots of blueberries this year, and now they've got pretty much full sun to be able to do their thing. And the chickens, we may see them, you might see the electric net or hear them. They're over there. They'll keep moving through the system, but we may just not chop and drop behind them. I've stopped in here. As you can see, there's really big bushy red maples. The last little area I got to before intuition started telling me to stop because it's gonna get hot and dry was right in here. Topped all of them, put it on the ground, and that should be fine. We'll get back in the shade. I actually did right in here too, just in this last paddock they were in. Giving a canopy release to that apple that I've bent over, and just about every graft I put on it took, just about. That's cool. It's got a lot more light now. It's nitrogen fixing, volunteer friend there. Mimosa, it's got some more light. That oak tree has some more light. And the maples are demoted and everything else is promoted. So that was longer than I thought it would be, but observations on chop and drop. It was really confusing for me when I started, and missed a lot of opportunities to really cycle nutrients and get trees growing faster. Maybe this will help you